Hey guys. So, this is a no makeup, stuffy nosed Lady Lucy because when your child goes into preschool, it is a freaking free for all. So, this is the second time in a month that I've been sick, and I'm not happy about it. But this is what you get today. So I'm sorry if I sniffle or clear my throat or I sound like a duck, but I'm sick again because this is why we can't have nice things. But that being said, I just wanted to say to you all, blessed Samhain, and even with my cold and my husband working overtime and me being so exhausted, I'm not going to let it stop me from celebrating a day that I really need to celebrate. And why I really need to celebrate it and what Samhain is for me has become even deeper in this last year and a half. And I'm going to talk a little bit about grief because right now our community is grieving. And this is something that I have kind of been in a perpetual state for the last year and a half. It started in 2017, in March, when my second son was a month old. One of my best friends took his own life, and I spent the last year grieving him. And then last year, around Thanksgiving, my mother became very ill, and in March of this year, she passed away from cancer. So I have been now grieving her. And then just this last Sunday night, we all got news in this community that Tiptoechick, Dolores Chapman, lost her life in a car accident. And man, guys, I think that really rocked me. And the reason is, like most everybody else that knows who she was, she had an impact on my life. I found paganism way before I started to make videos on YouTube, but much like everybody else in that 2009, 2008, 2010 era, Dee was a really big influence, and I owe so much to her, and she did so much for this community. She solely inspired me to make videos. It was her alone that inspired me to make videos, thinking I could share my path too. I could help people the way that she is doing, because she helped so many. She gave so much, and she was such a tremendous light. And to have something like this happen, the very first thought in my head was her children. She has 3 children. One of her daughters is much older, but her other 2 young children are elementary school, if not, I think, preschool. And in fact, I think her son is around my son's age. So, my heart goes out to those children. To lose their mom, I know that pain. I really do. And I didn't lose my mom suddenly, but within 2 months of her having her diagnosis, she was gone. So I can't imagine these children going through their lives without her. And this community is feeling a tremendous loss for this because of, again, all that she did. She was a phenomenal woman. And I actually, all these years, I never spoke to her. I've been following her since 2009, and I never spoke to her because I thought I didn't want to bother her. And I never got the chance to thank her for the things that she did for me. And this is something that is a great lesson that we learn when we lose someone suddenly. It's the same with my friend. I lost him, and I hadn't really hung out with him in months prior to his death because I was getting ready to give birth to my son, and I was so wrapped up, and we had our own lives, and things kind of just went in different directions, and I didn't see him nearly as often as I'd liked to. Thankfully, my last words to him were actually, I told him he was one of my favorite people. So I have that, but I keep thinking about all the things that when you lose someone, there are now all these little voids in your life that you have to try and fill, and it's really hard. With my friend, it's been difficult, but with my mom, it's been damn near impossible. And I have been very wrapped up in my grief over the last week as we get closer to Samhain, and I kind of focus on all the things that this holiday means to me. So I encourage you guys to say the things that you need to, because that regret it's basically like someone takes a 1,000-pound weight and just ties it to your heart. It's a horrible feeling. So, and the other thing I want to talk about with grief is that feel the things that you need to feel. Let your grief do what it needs to do, and don't let anyone tell you how to grieve. It is not okay, and you need to just do what you need to do. I can tell you right now, at least in the case of my mother, it feels like yesterday still, and that has not changed at all. It's October. It will be November tomorrow, and I still feel like I just lost her. So, and I keep thinking, I should be somewhere else in this. I should be further along because it's been time. But time doesn't mean shit when it comes to losing someone. It will always hurt. This coming January 1st will be 10 years since I lost my grandfather, and he meant the world to me. I have a huge tattoo on my leg for him. He was incredible to me, and it still hurts. It's supposed to, and that's okay. So, I had to say something about Dee, and I felt like I had to tell you guys how important it is to just let yourselves grieve. If you didn't know her, go to her channel, watch her videos, you'll understand. She was truly a very rare type of person that was very genuine and just charismatic and a glowing light upon our community. When I first started watching her videos, I was about 22, 23 years old, and I thought, man, when I get older, I want to be that kind of witch that just emanates this light and just helps these people on their path. So tonight I'm gonna be, every year I put up an altar and I light a lantern and some candles for those who have passed and the spirits that wander tonight. Tonight I will be adding a purple candle for Dee. Anyone who follows her, who is mourning her, who loved and respected her, please join me in this. I know in my recent experiences that they're not far. They don't leave us completely. And that has become more and more apparent as more of that part of me opens further. So I'm sure she knows. I'm sure she's listening. And just as anybody else that you've ever lost, I'm sure they know. I'm sure they listen. So that's kind of all I have to say on this. I mean, I could really truthfully go on, but I'm trying not to cry, so and I'm all super congested and just a ball of mess. But I hope you guys like my shirt. It says Witchy Woman, and then it says Life's a Witch, and then you fly. It's awesome. But tonight I'm going to be taking my children trick-or-treating, and after they're put to bed, I'm going to be doing some divination, and I'm going to speak to my ancestors and to honor the spirits that are with us tonight. They're never that far, guys. So, rest in peace to the beautiful Dee. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us, for all the love and commitment and generosity that you gave our community, for everything that you did to light fires in all of us. You were a pioneer, a beacon to us all. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera. So, blessed be, Dee. Blessed be, guys. Blessed Samhain.